Okay, today we are going to see, this is a very small lecture, small class that we are having today. It's a small video, and today we're going to see how to deactivate the material ledger. This is an important step, but very, very critical step. We must not actually commit and execute this step when it's in production in PRD. So when transactions have moved on to in the system have been posted, because it actually nullifies. So if there are errors due to some configuration settings mismatch and are not aligned, because when we speak of material ledger, we are speaking of currency and valuation profile, the material ledger settings, and the main universal ledger, where we can have sub-ledgers as well for various currency valuation, like company code currency, profit center currency, and group currency. And subsequently, aligned with this in parallel are the valuations, that is legal valuation, group valuation, and profit center valuation. So legal valuation is symbolized as 0, group valuation as 1, and 2 as profit center valuation. But when we speak of currencies, then we have company code currency, which is 1, profit center currency, which is 2, and 3 is group currency. So if we see 1 and 0 together, that means company code currency, and 0 as legal valuation. And for that, you have to make changes. For example, if you're taking company code currency and legal valuation 10, and we want 31 or 30 for group currency and legal valuation, or group valuation, which is 3.1. And if there is a mismatch at these three levels, which is ledger level, universal ledger level, and currency valuation profile, the ledger versions for CO, and material ledger level. Okay. If there is a mismatch, that can happen if you have missed some entries, not steps, but entries to include these valuation and currency combinations. And of course, we have to run and deactivate the material ledger, because after activating the material ledger, it has to calculate the actual costs against the standard cost, because the difference of actual and standard cost multiplied by quantity used in production order, it actually creates a delta document, which is the material ledger document, and there will be a mismatch. So let's now go and see how to deactivate the material ledger. SE38, and we have this program, this one, execute it, and it says not for use in production systems. Every use is recorded, IM01 to IM07. Okay. And we execute it, because it's already deactivated, because we did not activate after deactivating. But this is the step I wanted to actually show, because we had an error. Where did we have that error? Let me show you that. It was only because it was giving an error for valuation levels, because we had 2 levels. For that 2 levels, we'll go and check what are the settings. That settings are actually clarifying what are the levels, global settings, ledgers, parallel valuation. I believe this is the place. Basic settings. Yeah, maintain currency valuation profile. Here we had a conflict, because we actually maintained company code currency and legal valuation and group valuation as well, but this was missing at some places somewhere, perhaps at the material ledger level or the universal ledger, but it was not actually picking up, and that was causing a little bit of conflict, and it was coming up as an error. Okay. IRCO, and we have this currency valuation profile. This is active. It is not material ledger, but this is currency and valuation profile. So currency and valuation, we've actually repeated this combination of two words, currency and valuation profile. Currency and valuation, we have already spoke of that. Currency, company code currency valuation is legal valuation, profit center valuation, group valuation. Okay. Create versions. We've already seen that valuation methods, of course, will be again the legal valuation, group valuation, profit center valuation. And we've already seen that. So in order to actually change the values in all these or add or delete any of the valuations or valuation profile, then of course we have to deactivate the material ledger settings for each fiscal year. This is legal valuation. You can also have for profit center valuation as well. Okay. And that's how. Well, right now it's a different controlling area, but we are just here to understand the concept. That concept is pretty straightforward. If you just get the hang of it, it's then easy for you to explain in the interviews. And but this is important. This is vital piece for FICO consultants in interviews. So version 0, version 909 or 900 will be for group valuation and profit center valuation subsequently. Simultaneously, of course, you will be maintaining it in the ledger, and that will be reflected. Those versions will be reflected in other versions. The main version is 0, which is basically for legal valuation. Okay. Check material ledger settings. We'll also go through that, and that's why, because you have to come along from the ledger part to the multiple valuation part to currency value. You have to maintain currency and valuation profile and the ledger versions and material ledger settings, and that's where the conflict actually comes up. Somehow these steps can get missed, and that's the reason the error actually comes up. Okay, IMCO. Over here we will have the same company code currency. Okay, that's the reason there was a conflict. You have to actually investigate. Assign material ledger to valuation area. Last time this was not active. Now we'll see valuation area is planned. Previously it was all red, okay, because there was conflict and the system was not able to assess it and acknowledge it. Activate valuation areas for material ledger. We'll activate the material ledger now. Okay. Valuation area 01, and this is all active. Okay. So it's single level, multi-level, we can have this transaction based, but that is basically all done and activated. Okay, so in order to activate it, we actually go down to CKMSTART IM01 to IM07. Let's see if it can. If it is not, immediately confirm LP01. It's active. Okay, that was a test. So we go to SM37. Okay. We'll check spool. 3 pages. Plant can be set as productive. Okay, it's all good now. So we'll go back again. Start. Move this. Execute. Confirm. Is it ready? 7. Execute. this one, double click, scroll. Okay, so just go down, see, it's now productive. Okay, so all the plants is all productive now, so we can make entries now. Okay, so that's it for today, and that's how we activate and deactivate our Material Ledger. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Come back again. We'll be having lecture 17 and lecture 16 and 17 in the next ones. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.